Hello students, are you struggling to understand molecular biology for A-level biology? Do terms like DNA replication, transcription, translation, recombinant DNA technology, genetic engineering and GMOs seem confusing? Then this lesson is for you. In this complete molecular biology course, I'll explain every concept step by step in simple English using diagrams, animations, exam focused notes, teacher explanations, structured essays, and MCQs. This lesson is specially designed according to the Sri Lankan A-level biology syllabus and resource book. If you are preparing for A-level examinations and want a complete understanding of molecular biology, you can purchase the whole unit. Here we are going to learn about an important topic in biotechnology called genetically modified organisms, GMOs. Applications of genetically modified organisms. Okay. A genetically modified organism is an organism, plant, animal, or microbe, organism whose genetic material has been changed using recombinant DNA technology, rDNA technology, to introduce a new useful trait. These organisms are also called as GEMs, LMOs, or transgenic organisms. GEMs, genetically engineered microorganisms. LMOs, living modified organisms. Transgenic organisms. The food obtained from them, the food obtained from GMOs are called as GM food or GMF. Let us now look at how a GMO is produced step by step. First, scientists identify a useful gene that has a desirable trait. After that, the gene is isolated and purified. The gene is isolated and purified. Then many copies of the gene are made by a process called cloning. Many copies of the gene are made. The process we called as cloning. The gene may then be modified in the laboratory if necessary. The modified gene is again multiplied. Next, it is inserted into host cells such as bacteria, plant cells, or animal embryos. This process is called as transformation. Scientists then check whether the gene is expressed properly. Then they ensure the gene is stably integrated into the organism. Finally, in crops, the trait is transferred into other varieties using back crossing. Those are the steps in GMO production. First, identification of gene, then isolation and purification, gene amplification, which the process called as cloning, in vitro modification, amplification of modified gene, transformation into host cells, screening for expression, stable integration check, back crossing in crops or animals. So, applications of GMOs in agriculture. This topic can be discussed under 4 topics: pest resistant crops or BT crops, disease resistant crops, herbicide tolerant crops, and quality improvement crops. Those are the applications of GMOs in agriculture. First, pest resistant crops. One major application is pest resistant crops such as BT crops. BT means Bacillus thuringiensis. It's a bacteria. These crops contain a gene from a bacterium, Bacillus thuringiensis, that produces Bt toxin. This toxin kills insect larvae but is safe for humans. So, what are the examples? Cotton, maize, potato, rice, canola are examples. What are the issues? First, good or bad issues: insect resistance, non-target insect effects. Those are the issues. Second one, disease-resistant crops. Disease-resistant crops. Some GM crops are developed to resist diseases. For example, papaya is resistant to papaya ring spot virus. Papaya ring spot virus, and potatoes are resistant to several viral and fungal diseases. Third one, herbicide tolerant crops. Herbicide tolerant crops. Under the herbicide tolerant crops allow farmers to spray weed killers without damaging the crops. Examples include Roundup Ready, then Liberty Link, BXN cotton. However, repeated use may lead to the development of superweeds. Superweeds. Development of superweeds are an issue. Another one is the gene flaw. Fourth one, quality improvement crops. Quality improvement crops. Improved quality crops. GM technology is also used to improve nutritional quality. A famous example is golden rice, which contains vitamin A. Other examples include canola, tomato, non-browing apple, improved starch crops, drought-resistant maize, and soybean. Golden rice, then non-browing apples and tomatoes with delayed ripening. Then the finished agricultural applications, then medicinal applications. GMOs are very important in medicine. Human insulin is now produced using genetically modified bacteria such as E. coli. E. coli means Escherichia coli. This insulin is identical to human insulin and is safer and cheaper. Vaccines such as hepatitis B are produced using yeast. Yeast means Saccharomyces. Then factor 8, TPA. Then gene therapy. Gene therapy is also used to treat genetic diseases by replacing faulty genes. Again, sickle cell correction, GM mosquitoes to malaria control. Then next one, sterile insect technique. Sterile insect technique. Next one, industrial applications. GM organisms are also used in industry. For example, enzymes for food and detergents. Chymosin, amylomaltase. Chymosin used in cheese production is now produced using genetically modified microorganisms instead of animals. This makes production cheaper, safer, and more efficient. Although GMOs have many benefits, there are also concerns. Some scientists study possible health effects such as allergies and toxicity, but strong evidence is limited. Environmental issues include gene flow, loss of biodiversity, and development of superweeds. Socio-economic issues include seed patents, high cost to farmers, and ethical concerns about ownership of living organisms. Those are the concerns of GMOs, health issues, What are the health issues? Possible toxicity or allergy, antibiotic resistant, gene transfer, human risk very low, environmental issues, non-target insect damage, gene flow, superweeds, introduction of superweeds, loss of biodiversity, then socio-economic issues, seed patents and monopoly, cost burden on farmers, then ethical or religious concerns, GM labeling issues. Those are the concerns of GMO. What are the concerns? They have many benefits. GMOs have many benefits, but there are also some concerns. Health effects. As health effects, we can mention allergies and toxicity. Antibiotic resistant. Then environmental issues. What are the environmental issues? Gene flow, loss of biodiversity, and development of superweeds. As socio-economic issues, we can mention seed patents, high cost to farmers, and there are ethical concerns also, ownership of living organisms. So at the end, we can conclude like this. In conclusion, GMOs are a powerful result of modern biotechnology. They improve agriculture, medicine, and industry. However, they must be carefully regulated to ensure safety for humans and the environment. Regulation. What are the regulations? Regulations strict biosafety law. We have to talk about the Cartagena Protocol, National Biosafety Framework in Sri Lanka, long approval process.